An example I often give is the Indus Valley civilization. Nobody actually knew that it existed until it was accidentally discovered while a railway was built. And then they found that there were these actually very, very sophisticated, very complex mud brick structures on a very large scale. Then they found that this culture had a language, a fully developed written script. We can't read that script. The script exists, but we can't read it.
The story of the Indus Valley civilization, one of the earliest cradles of urban life, reads like a mystery novel filled with climatic twists, geological turns, and the shadowy figures of invaders. As we dive deep into the annals of ancient history, this civilization's gradual fade from the vibrant urban entity it once was around 1900 BCE to mere remnants by 1300 BCE has puzzled scholars and history buffs alike. Let's explore some of the intriguing theories that have emerged over the years for why this civilization suddenly vanished. Imagine living in a city where the once reliable monsoon rains start becoming erratic around 2200 BCE. This wasn't just inconvenient, it was catastrophic. The Indus Valley people, whose agricultural prowess depended on these rains, faced reduced yields and possibly famine as a result. Imagine rivers, the lifelines of your trade and agriculture, changing course due to tectonic shifts. Cities that were once bustling hubs of trade and culture could no longer sustain their populations. This wasn't just about less water for crops. Entire trade routes were disrupted, especially those with Mesopotamia, putting further strain on an already struggling economy. Now add to this scenario the threat of earthquakes. These weren't just minor tremors, but possibly significant quakes that could alter river courses, destroy sophisticated drainage systems, and turn well-planned cities into inhabitable ruins. The very foundations of urban life were literally and figuratively shaken. For a time, the theory of an invasion by nomadic Aryans gained traction, suggesting a dramatic end to the Indus Valley civilization. When the British were laying down the tracks for the Indian railway system in the 19th century, they stumbled upon something extraordinary: ruins made of well-crafted bricks in the Punjab region. Little did they know, these bricks were the remnants of the Indus Valley civilization, a society that had vanished thousands of years before. At first, these ancient bricks found a new purpose under the wheels of progress, quite literally being used in railway construction. It's a bit ironic when you think about it, an ancient civilization helping to lay the foundations for modern transportation, all while its own story was buried in oblivion. Enter Alexander Cunningham in the 1870s, a man who could be seen as a detective in the realm of history. As the founder of the Archaeological Survey of India, Cunningham was among the first to take a scholarly interest in these ruins. However, even with his reports, the true significance of what they had found wasn't fully grasped. The pieces of the puzzle were there, but the picture was yet to be seen. The plot thickens with Sir John Marshall, who took the helm of the ASI in the early 20th century. Under Marshall's direction, the ASI turned its gaze to the prehistoric past, setting the stage for a discovery that would challenge the narratives of urban civilization's origins. It was Daya Ramsani who, in 1921, began excavating at Harappa, and soon after, Rakal Das Banerjee laid bare the wonders of Mohenjo-Daro. These sites revealed to the world a civilization of astonishing complexity and sophistication, with well-planned cities, advanced drainage systems, and a plethora of artifacts that spoke of a rich cultural life. The discoveries of Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro were like opening a window to an ancient world, showcasing the architectural and cultural achievements of the Indus Valley civilization. This was a society that had its unique script still undeciphered, and urban planning that could rival any contemporary city today. The Great Bath of Mohenjo-Daro, with its watertight construction, hinted at a society that placed significant emphasis on cleanliness and possibly ritual purification. As more archaeologists joined the fray, Ernest Mackay, Madho Sarup Vats, and Mortimer Wheeler to name a few, the knowledge of this ancient civilization expanded. Each excavation across the Indus Valley region brought new insights. The narrative of the Indus Valley civilization challenged the then prevailing notion that complex urban life began solely with Mesopotamia and Egypt. Here was evidence of a parallel society that had flourished and then, for reasons still debated, declined and disappeared, leaving behind a legacy buried under the earth. Let's take a stroll back in time to explore Harappa, a city that once thrived in what's now the Punjab province of Pakistan. This ancient metropolis wasn't just any old city, it was a cornerstone of the Indus Valley civilization, bustling with life between 2600 BCE and 1900 BCE. The story of Harappa's discovery is as fascinating as the city itself. Initially spotted during the 19th century, it wasn't until the British were laying down railway tracks in the 1850s that Harappa began to reveal its secrets. Ironically, bricks from this ancient city were used in the construction of the railway, unknowingly dismantling a piece of history for the sake of progress. Fast forward to the 1920s, when Sir John Marshall and his team of archaeologists took a closer look and realized Harappa was part of something much bigger. They uncovered a city so advanced it would rewrite our understanding of urban planning in ancient times. Imagine walking through streets laid out in a perfect grid, with main roads up to 30 feet wide intersecting at right angles. This wasn't a haphazard settlement. It was a city built with precision and forethought, showcasing remarkable engineering skills. Harappa's infrastructure was nothing short of revolutionary. The city boasted an advanced drainage system, with covered drains along the main streets and smaller ones connecting from individual homes. This emphasis on cleanliness and public health is something many modern cities could learn from, and the buildings, all constructed with standardized baked bricks, stood as a testament to the Harappans' knowledge of materials engineering, giving the city a unified look. But Harappa wasn't just about impressive streets and sanitation. The city was alive with bustling granaries, which were central to its food storage and distribution system. These weren't just any granaries. They were massive structures located near the city's heart, hinting at a well-organized governance system that ensured the population was well-fed. Diving into the everyday lives of Harappans, we find a society that valued comfort and cleanliness. Houses, ranging from simple dwellings to more elaborate homes, often had their own wells and bathrooms. This level of domestic luxury suggests a society where social stratification was present, but also one that placed a high importance on individual welfare. And then there are the artifacts, the seals engraved with animal figures and an undeciphered script that hint at a complex system of communication, trade, administration, or perhaps even ritual. The pottery and tools unearthed in Harappa, from utility wares to beautifully decorated pieces, reflect the diverse occupations and crafts practiced in the city, painting a picture of a vibrant, bustling community. Harappa was more than just a city. It was a beacon of urban civilization, showcasing advancements that were unparalleled for its time. Its discovery and excavation have not only provided us with a glimpse into ancient urban life, but also challenged our perceptions of ancient civilizations and their capabilities. Nestled in the Sindh province of Pakistan lies Mohenjo-Daro, a site that's not just an archaeological treasure but a testament to the architectural genius of the Indus Valley civilization. This city, one of the most iconic remnants of ancient urban life, gives us a sneak peek into the lives of its people, their societal structure, and their unparalleled urban planning. The city was cleverly divided into two main areas: the lower city, bustling with residential and commercial life, and the Acropolis, where public and ceremonial buildings stood. This division speaks volumes about the level of organization and planning that went into Mohenjo-Daro. It wasn't just a cluster of buildings, it was a thoughtfully laid out city, designed for efficiency and order, with distinct zones dedicated to different aspects of daily life. But let's talk about the Great Bath, the crown jewel of Mohenjo-Daro. Imagine a large, watertight pool, meticulously constructed for religious purification rituals. Surrounded by corridors and rooms, the Great Bath wasn't just an architectural marvel. It was a central piece of the city's spiritual and communal life, emphasizing the importance of water not just for survival, but as a sacred element in their culture. The people of Mohenjo-Daro were master craftsmen, their skills shining through in the intricate beadwork, finely crafted metal objects, and beautiful pottery discovered at the site. These artifacts were not merely utilitarian. They bore the marks of artistic excellence and possibly held deeper symbolic meanings for their creators. The variety and quality of these items suggest a society that valued not only function, but form and beauty, integrating them into their everyday lives. Moreover, Mohenjo-Daro was a bustling economic center. The numerous seals, weights, and measures found among the ruins hint at a complex economy that thrived on both local and long-distance trade. This was a city that was not isolated. It was connected, engaging in commerce with distant lands, showcasing its economic prowess and its role as a significant player in the ancient world. Mohenjo-Daro, with its advanced urban planning and sophisticated architectural elements, stands as a shining example of the ingenuity of the Indus Valley civilization. The Grand Canyon, spanning 277 miles and plunging over a mile deep, is not just a geographical wonder. Its layers of rock unveil Earth's history, stretching back nearly 2 billion years. As the Colorado River wove its course, eroding the plateau, it exposed the very chapters of our planet's timeline, layer by layer. But what if there's more to this wonder than meets the eye? What if nestled in its rock formations and hidden caves lie secrets of ancient civilizations? The vastness of the Grand Canyon is not just an emblem of nature's grandeur, but it also echoes with whispers from a bygone era. In 1909, an intriguing article surfaced in the Arizona Gazette. This piece of news, sensational at its core, described an archaeological expedition that reportedly had ties to the prestigious Smithsonian Institute. The claims? Within the heart of the Grand Canyon, remnants of ancient civilizations were found, ones that bore uncanny resemblances to Oriental and perhaps even Egyptian cultures. The Gazette detailed how the explorers had stumbled upon a labyrinth of tunnels and caves, many of which harbored fascinating artifacts. Among the finds were tools, weapons, and decorative items that seemed out of place considering the geographical location and the known history of the area. More astonishingly, there were claims of hieroglyphics akin to those of ancient Egypt etched onto the cave walls. The crown jewel of this discovery was the alleged find of mummies, which, if true, would have redefined our understanding of ancient transcontinental interactions. As the news spread, it captured the imagination of many. The thought that the Grand Canyon, already a marvel in its own right, could be the gateway to a forgotten chapter of human history was tantalizing. Here was an implication that there might have been a mingling of civilizations, suggesting unknown trade routes or explorations that connected continents in antiquity. However, while the tale was rich in detail, corroborative evidence was scant. The Arizona Gazette was the sole publisher of this incredible find, with no follow-up stories or additional corroborations coming forth. Furthermore, inquiries to the Smithsonian Institute found that they had no record of the expedition, casting further doubt on the newspaper's claims. This lack of concrete evidence and the ensuing silence led many to dismiss the story as a creative, if not audacious, hoax. Yet, even as a piece of folklore or local legend, the story underscores humanity's innate desire to seek out mysteries and, perhaps, to hope that there's more to known landmarks than what's visible on the surface. Deep within the shadows of the Grand Canyon's towering walls lies a network of caves and crevices that have been carved out over millions of years. These aren't just geological wonders, but possibly repositories of ancient mysteries. Throughout history, humans have shown an innate tendency to seek shelter in caves, not just as a refuge from the elements, but also as a space for contemplation, artistry, and preservation of culture. In this context, could the caves of the Grand Canyon hold clues about past civilizations? Some enthusiasts and amateur archaeologists have speculated about the possibility of finding artifacts hidden within these caverns. The canyon, with its labyrinthine twists and turns, presents a treasure trove of potential spots where ancient people might have stashed their belongings, either for ritualistic purposes or simply for safekeeping. Reports have occasionally surfaced, talking about unusual artifacts unearthed in or around the area. From intricately designed pottery shards to tools that seem anachronistic given the known Native American history of the region, these discoveries fuel the argument for a more complex story waiting to be unraveled. A few narratives even suggest the existence of metallic objects, hinting at a sophisticated metallurgical knowledge that might have been way ahead of its time. Local Native American legends also hint at their ancestors having had a deeper connection to the canyon's caves. Tales passed down through generations speak of sacred rituals performed in the heart of these caverns and of hidden chambers filled with symbols and petroglyphs. Some tribes consider certain caves within the canyon to be spiritual places where the veil between the physical and spiritual world is thin. The recurring tales and finds suggest there's more to be explored. The mere possibility of unearthing an artifact that could redefine history ignites the adventurer in many. But for now, these secrets remain guarded by the timeless walls of the Grand Canyon, challenging us to look deeper, question further, and explore with an open mind. The Grand Canyon isn't just a marvel of geology. It is also a sacred and deeply significant space for the Native American tribes that have resided in its vicinity for countless generations. Their stories, passed down orally through the ages, serve not only as a testament to their rich history and connection with the land, but also hint at a deeper understanding of the canyon's enigmatic past. The Hopi, one of the Native American tribes associated with the Grand Canyon, have a profound spiritual connection to this vast chasm. For them, the Grand Canyon is more than just a geographical landmark. It is the Sipapuni, the place of emergence where their ancestors entered this world from another. This lore suggests that the canyon is not just a place of past significance, but is intrinsically linked to the Hopi's understanding of life, death, and the transition between worlds. Then there's the Zuni tribe, whose ancestral memories speak of a time when their people lived inside the Grand Canyon. They describe vast underground citadels, spiritual places of worship, and the echoes of ceremonies that resonate with the winds of the canyon. Such tales, while not supported by mainstream archaeology, provide a fascinating window into how the canyon is perceived, not as a mere tourist attraction, but as the very soul of a people. The Navajo, known as Dine, have their own tales interwoven with the canyon's vast stretches. They view the Grand Canyon as a sacred place, filled with the spirits of warriors, animals, and deities. The echoing calls of the canyon winds are, to them, the voices of these spirits communicating with the living. Various points within the canyon are used for rites and ceremonies, and it's believed that disturbing these areas can bring about misfortune. Furthermore, petroglyphs and pictographs found scattered across secluded parts of the canyon serve as silent testimonies to its ancient inhabitants. These rock carvings, some dated to be thousands of years old, depict scenes from daily life, spiritual visions, and perhaps even celestial events, showcasing the deep cosmic connection these tribes felt. The allure of the Grand Canyon doesn't merely reside in its majestic views, but also in the secrets it holds deep within its layers. Modern excavations within the canyon are testament to humanity's insatiable curiosity. With every expedition, geologists, archaeologists, and historians delve deeper into the canyon, hoping to glean insights into our planet's past and the ancient civilizations that might have once called the region home. Contrary to popular belief, modern exploration doesn't just rely on pickaxes and brushes. Advanced technologies like ground-penetrating radar and LiDAR, light detection and ranging, are being deployed to peer beneath the surface and uncover hidden structures or artifacts. These tools can detect inconsistencies or abnormalities below the ground, hinting at potential sites of interest without even making a scratch on the surface. Recent excavations have unearthed fascinating finds, from ancient tools and pottery fragments to previously undiscovered rock art, all painting a vivid picture of the canyon's ancient inhabitants. These discoveries offer tantalizing glimpses into the lives, cultures, and traditions of the people who lived in and around the canyon, long before it became a modern tourist attraction. Despite all the progress and revelations, a significant portion of the Grand Canyon remains unexplored and untouched. Its vastness and challenging terrain ensure that there are still many hidden enigmas waiting to be discovered. With every uncovered artifact or structure, a new chapter in the canyon's rich tapestry of history is revealed, hinting at even more profound insights yet to be unearthed. As we look to the future, the Grand Canyon promises even more mysteries to be unraveled. With the advancement in technology and increasing interest in the site's historical significance, the next generation of explorers is set to journey deeper and farther into the canyon. And as they do, they'll not only be discovering the canyon's secrets, but also connecting more profoundly with the echoes of ancient civilizations and the grand narrative of our planet. The walls of the Grand Canyon aren't just bare rocks. Here and there, scattered often in secluded nooks, are pictographs and petroglyphs, the silent whispers of those who came before us. These ancient rock arts are like pages from a diary, narrating stories, beliefs, and daily lives of ancient peoples. The petroglyphs etched onto the rock surfaces and the pictographs painted using natural dyes often present patterns and symbols. Some might show animals native to the region, while others depict human figures in various stances. Certain symbols might seem ritualistic or spiritual, hinting at religious or ceremonial practices. For indigenous communities, these artworks are not just historical artifacts. They are a living connection to their ancestors, an unbroken thread linking them to the very land they inhabit. Every line, every dot, every shade is a testament to their deep bond with the canyon, its challenges and its bounties. As time progresses, many of these artworks are at risk due to natural erosion and, unfortunately, human intervention. They are invaluable not just as art, but as records. They provide insights into the cultures, beliefs, and perhaps even the thoughts and feelings of people from millennia past. These silent historians serve as a bridge, allowing us, if only for a moment, to traverse time and connect with ancient souls. And as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed our video today.
I believe that it's worth considering the possibility of a remote common ancestor, which passed down key information that was inherited by later cultures. I'm willing to accept that the Great Pyramid was largely completed by the ancient Egyptians. But remember that the ancient Egyptians tell us in many of their texts that everything they knew was a legacy.
Imagine stepping back in time, way before the majestic pyramids of Egypt were ever conceived, and finding yourself exploring the Blombos Cave on the southern coast of South Africa. Discovered in the 1990s by Professor Christopher Henshelwood, this cave has turned out to be a treasure trove of artifacts dating back about 100,000 years to the Middle Stone Age, offering a unique glimpse into early human culture.
Are we looking at the traces of a forgotten episode in human history? I think so. I think that's what's going on here.
The variety of artifacts found in Blombos Cave is nothing short of astounding. Among these treasures are some of the earliest known bone tools. These weren't just rudimentary tools, but were delicately crafted, indicating a high level of skill and an advanced understanding of materials long before similar tools appeared in other parts of the world. The sophistication in these tools suggests that early humans were far more advanced than previously thought. But the artifacts don't stop there. The cave has also yielded pieces of ochre engraved with geometric patterns. Far from being mere decorations, these engravings are believed to represent some of the earliest forms of symbolic communication and abstract art, hinting at the complex cognitive abilities of their creators.
There's more and more evidence that cave art that was attributed to Homo sapiens was actually done by Neanderthals.
This ability to think abstractly and to plan suggests a significant leap in human cognitive development, often referred to as the cognitive revolution. Moreover, the discovery of shell beads in the cave points to a culture that valued personal adornment and possibly had social or ritualistic practices involving these items. These beads could have been used in necklaces or bracelets, potentially serving as a form of currency or social stratification. When we compare these ancient engravings to the later, more detailed Lascaux cave paintings in France, a fascinating picture emerges. Although the Lascaux paintings, which date to about 17,000 years ago, are more visually complex, the abstract patterns and use of materials like ochre at Blombos may represent an earlier form of the same cognitive evolution towards symbolic thought and communication. This comparison not only underscores the continuity in human artistic endeavors, but also highlights the depth and richness of human creativity from its very beginnings. These findings from Blombos Cave challenge our previous assumptions about prehistoric humans and provide deep insights into the evolution of human cognition, artistic expression, and social structures. They paint a picture of a complex, nuanced society engaged in sophisticated practices and thought processes long before many other known civilizations. Let's travel from the ancient ingenuity displayed in South Africa's Blombos Cave to another fascinating archaeological site, Çatalhöyük in south-central Turkey. Discovered by James Mellart in the late 1950s and later excavated by Ian Hodder, Çatalhöyük has been a goldmine of information about Neolithic urban life, dating back between 9,500 to 7,700 years ago. Covering about 32 acres, Çatalhöyük isn't your typical ancient city. The settlement was incredibly well planned, with houses made of mud bricks built so close to each other that the roofs served dual purposes: ceilings for the dwellings they topped, and terraces for the adjacent upper levels. This unique architectural style suggests a highly organized society with no clear signs of social stratification, which is pretty unusual for such an early form of urban development. The residents of Catalhoyuk had a vibrant cultural life, as evidenced by the elaborate frescoes adorning the walls of their homes. These murals, which are among the earliest known examples of narrative art, depict detailed hunting scenes and vultures, providing a window into the community's beliefs, rituals, and the environment around them. Religion appears to have played a central role in daily life at Catalhoyuk. This is indicated by the numerous figurines and shrines unearthed during excavations, with a notable prevalence of female symbols and figures suggesting potentially matriarchal elements in their social structure. One of the most intriguing theories about Catalhoyuk is that it might have been an egalitarian society. The uniformity in house size and communal living arrangements support the idea of a proto-communist social order, where there wasn't a significant emphasis on social hierarchy. This is further backed by the absence of grand tombs or palatial structures, which are usually indicative of pronounced social stratification. These comparisons not only highlight the diversity in how early urban societies could be structured and function, but also enrich our understanding of human social evolution. As we delve deeper into these ancient cities, we continue to uncover how our ancestors lived, worked, and formed communities, providing valuable insights into the past that shape our knowledge of human history. The story of the Derinkuyu underground city in Cappadocia, Turkey, reads like something out of a fascinating mystery novel, complete with accidental discoveries and architectural wonders.
It's really important to understand that archaeology is often driven by accidental finds.
Located in a region celebrated for its unique geological features, particularly the soft volcanic rock that has been easily sculpted for millennia, Derinkuyu is the largest of the many underground cities carved into this landscape. Our tale begins in 1963, when an ordinary homeowner in Derinkuyu, known only to a few, decided to make some home improvements. Little did he know that knocking down a wall in his basement would open a door to the past. Behind the wall was a passage that led to a complex network of rooms and tunnels extending deep beneath the earth. What the homeowner had discovered was not a simple series of rooms, but an elaborate subterranean city that stretched down as much as 85 meters and included at least 18 levels. This ancient city wasn't just a refuge, it was a fully functional community with everything from homes and communal gathering places to schools, places of worship, and tombs. When local authorities were alerted to the find, archaeologists rushed to explore this underground marvel. They were astounded to discover that Derinkuyu could have supported as many as 20,000 people along with their animals and stored food. The city's design was remarkably sophisticated, with ventilation shafts that ensured fresh air could reach even the deepest levels, similar to modern-day air conditioning systems. The city's architecture suggested that its creators were not only skilled builders, but also clever strategists. Massive stone doors could be rolled across passageways to seal off the city from invaders, and narrow tunnels would have forced any intruders to enter in single file, making them easier to defend against. Derinkuyu's design is often compared to the labyrinth of Minos from Greek mythology, intended to confuse or trap unwanted guests with its complex layout and her minimal exits. This feature, along with its ventilation and security measures, highlights a level of planning and engineering that parallels the sophistication of certain modern infrastructures. The Altamira Cave, nestled in the picturesque Cantabria region of northern Spain, was brought to international attention in 1879 by Marcelino Sanz de Sotuola, who famously declared that its stunning cave paintings were of prehistoric origin. This initial claim faced a great deal of skepticism, but was eventually verified, proving the paintings to be an astonishing 36,000 years old, dating back to the Upper Paleolithic period, renowned for their vivid depiction of wild mammals and human hands. The paintings of Altamira are celebrated for their vibrant polychrome techniques. Artists of the time utilized an impressive palette created from charcoal, ochre, and hematite to produce colors ranging from deep blacks and yellows to rich reds. These pigments were not just randomly splashed on, but were applied meticulously with tools like fingers, fur pads, or flint tools, pointing to a sophisticated understanding of materials and methods. The subjects of these paintings, mainly bison, horses, and boars, are portrayed with a remarkable sense of movement and dimensionality that is rarely seen in other Paleolithic art. This dynamic portrayal suggests that these creatures were not only important food sources, but also held a significant place in the cultural and spiritual life of the people. The detailed depiction of their anatomy and behavior reflects a deep observational skill and suggests that the artists were highly knowledgeable about their subjects. The realism and artistry of Altamira's cave paintings, especially the famous bison scenes, highlight the painter's extraordinary skills and their keen eye for detail. Some scholars believe that these paintings were used in rituals or shamanistic practices aimed at ensuring a successful hunt or invoking animal spirits, indicating that the cave might have been a place of great spiritual importance. Altamira's artists mastered the art of creating depth and movement through adept shading and contouring, focusing more on realism and possibly the spiritual connection between the human and animal worlds.
Is it possible that some of the monuments of ancient Egypt are actually much older than the Egyptologists tell us?
Now, no modern builder would create a large building and add onto his or her shoulders the additional burden of aligning it to true north within a fraction of a single degree. They just wouldn't get it. They wouldn't understand why it was important to do that.
Droughts often carry a heavy toll on modern economies and ecosystems, yet these challenging times have occasionally peeled back the layers of history to reveal astonishing archaeological finds. One such remarkable discovery is the lost temple of Nectanebo in Egypt. This ancient temple resurfaces periodically as the fluctuating Nile River levels drop during severe droughts, exposing it from beneath the waters where it lay hidden. Located near modern Cairo in the ancient city of Heliopolis, known as Iunu in ancient times, the lost temple of Nectanebo provides crucial insights into the religious and cultural life during the 30th dynasty of Egypt, when Nectanebo Kon ruled from 380 to 362 BC. Heliopolis was not only one of the oldest cities of ancient Egypt, but also a major religious hub, celebrated for its majestic temples and as the center of worship for the sun god Ra. The temple, which is dedicated to the creator god Atum, plays a significant role in understanding the period. Atum was associated with the sun and creation, embodying the cycle of life, which made him a central figure in the religious practices at the time. The temple's strategic location and dedication highlight its immense religious importance. As it periodically emerges from the waters, the temple offers a rare opportunity for historians and archaeologists to explore and document the relics of a time usually hidden beneath the Nile's waters. This occasional visibility not only underscores the temple's archaeological and historical significance, but also highlights the dynamic interaction between natural events and historical discoveries. Now, who was Nectanebo? Nectanebo I is a towering figure in the annals of ancient Egyptian history, celebrated for founding the last dynasty that was purely Egyptian, the 30th dynasty. Before the onslaught of Persian and later Macedonian conquests, his rule from 380 to 362 BC was a pivotal era, marked by a revival of traditional Egyptian culture, ambitious architectural endeavors, and formidable military campaigns. Nectanebo's story begins in the delta region of Egypt in a city called Sebennytos, known today as Samanud. His birth name, which translates to the soul of Re, Lord of Strength. His rise to power was dramatic. Amidst a period riddled with political instability and internal strife, he seized the throne by overthrowing the previous pharaoh, Jedor. This bold move not only marked the end of the 29th dynasty, but also ushered in an era that strongly emphasized a return to Egyptian roots, distancing itself from recent Persian influences. During his reign, Nectanebo was intensely focused on rejuvenating Egypt's economy and reviving the rich tapestry of traditional religious practices that had been overshadowed during periods of foreign dominance. He was not only a devout builder of temples, but also a generous patron of the arts. Across Egypt, from Heliopolis to Hermopolis, he commissioned the construction and restoration of numerous temples dedicated to various deities, infusing life into these sacred spaces with elaborate decorations and expansive structures. But Nectanebo was not just a peacetime ruler indulging in cultural and religious enhancements. He was also a strategic military leader, actively defending Egypt against Persian attempts to reconquer it. He strengthened the nation's borders with formidable defensive structures, particularly in the Nile Delta, which played a crucial role in repelling invasions. His diplomatic skills were equally noteworthy. He fostered alliances with Greek city-states and employed Greek mercenaries, which not only bolstered his army but also brought Hellenistic cultural influences to Egypt. His extensive building projects were not merely displays of wealth or power, but were deeply embedded with cultural and religious significance, aimed at reinforcing the pharaonic ideology and divine kingship. The artistic renaissance that flourished during his reign saw a surge in high-quality sculpture and temple decorations, which continue to be admired for their craftsmanship. Reflecting on his legacy, Nectanebo left a lasting impact on Egyptian culture and national identity. His efforts to fortify Egypt's independence and his revival of many cultural practices made him a revered figure in later Egyptian memory, often celebrated as the last great native pharaoh before the long period of foreign dominations. Today, artifacts from his reign, such as statues, temple decorations, and coins, continue to offer rich insights into the period's artistic and religious life, and are subjects of intense study by archaeologists and historians around the world. In a broader historical context, Nectanebo could be compared to figures like the Byzantine Emperor Heraclius, who also endeavored to revive religious and cultural traditions in the face of external threats. This parallel underscores a common theme in history, where leaders often turn to cultural and religious revivalism to forge a collective identity during periods of crisis. Now, moving back to the Lost Temple, the discovery of this ancient marvel is as intriguing as its history. The existence of the temple is most commonly brought to light during times of drought when the Nile's water levels significantly recede. For centuries, the temple was hidden from view, submerged under the silt deposited by the Nile's annual floods, which both obscured and preserved it from the ravages of time and human activity. The first clues about the temple's existence came not from visible remains, but from ancient texts and sporadic local folklore. Archaeologists have long used these snippets of information as breadcrumbs, leading them to its periodic rediscovery whenever nature allowed. It was particularly during the major droughts that have affected the Nile in the late 20th and early 21st centuries that the temple ruins were fully exposed, providing a clearer and more comprehensive view of its layout and allowing for detailed archaeological examinations. To study the exposed parts of the temple, archaeologists have employed a variety of sophisticated techniques. Photogrammetry has been used extensively to capture detailed images of the temple's inscriptions and carvings, allowing experts to create accurate 3D models of the site. Additionally, geographic information system technology has played a crucial role in mapping the layout of the ruins in relation to the ancient river channels, offering insights into the historical changes in the landscape that have occurred over millennia. This combination of ancient lore and modern technology illustrates the dynamic way in which archaeologists are working to unravel the mysteries of the past, preserving its wonders for future generations. The Lost Temple of Nectanebo, dedicated to the creator god Atum, also known as Temu, holds a place of great reverence in the annals of Egyptian history. Atum's cult, one of the oldest in Egypt, symbolizes both the completion and the beginning of the life cycle and the sun, casting this temple as a key religious site within the Heliopolitan tradition. The strategic placement of this temple in Heliopolis, the epicenter of worship for the sun god Ra and closely linked to Atum, further weaves it into the grand tapestry of solar worship that was central to ancient Egyptian spirituality. The construction of the temple was an architectural feat, utilizing large sandstone blocks intricately carved with hieroglyphs and religious iconography. This choice of material not only ensured the structure's durability, but also allowed for the detailed and extensive carvings that adorn the temple's walls, which tell tales of divine legends and pharaonic glory. Upon closer examination of the exposed ruins during periods when the Nile's waters recede, archaeologists have unearthed the foundation and lower sections of these massive sandstone walls, alongside several statues of Nectanebo decked in royal attire. These statues poignantly illustrate the pharaoh's aspiration to be seen as a divine entity and offer a window into the art and religious life of his time. The myriad of carvings found on the temple walls also provides invaluable insights into the daily religious practices and societal interactions of ancient Egyptians under Nectanebo's rule. The grandeur of the temple not only underscores the religious complexities of Nectanebo's reign, but also reflects the political power and stability he commanded, as only a prosperous and stable ruler could undertake such an ambitious construction project. However, the intermittent visibility of the temple due to changing Nile water levels presents significant challenges for its conservation. The alternating exposure to air and water not only threatens the preservation of this ancient marvel, but also accelerates the deterioration of the stone and inscriptions. Despite these challenges, each period when the temple surfaces provides a crucial opportunity for further study and preservation efforts. Archaeologists and historians are continually aiming to delve deeper into the temple's structure during these windows, hoping to uncover more artifacts and possibly other structures associated with the temple complex that could shed further light on this historic sanctuary. This ongoing exploration and the efforts to safeguard the temple's integrity ensure that each chapter of its exposure helps piece together more of the past, maintaining a bridge to an era that shaped the foundations of modern civilization. Discoveries of ancient civilizations in the jungle regions of the world have always fascinated archaeologists, historians. These finds often illuminate the complex societies that flourished in dense forest environments, revealing sophisticated cultures that mastered their challenging surroundings. The Maya civilization, one of the most notable ancient cultures of Central America, has left an indelible mark on modern understanding of pre-Columbian societies, thanks to the extensive discoveries of their cities, writings, and astronomical observatories. Spread across what is now Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador, their remarkable achievements in various fields continue to be a source of fascination and study. The Maya cities, such as Tikal in Guatemala, Palenque in Mexico, and Copan in Honduras, are celebrated for their sophisticated architecture that blends seamlessly with the natural landscape. Tikal, known for its towering pyramids like Temple 4, the tallest pre-Columbian structure in the Americas at over 64 meters in height, was a bustling metropolis and a political powerhouse. Palenque is famed for the Temple of the Inscriptions, which houses the tomb of the great ruler Pakal. This pyramid is a testament to the Mayans' mastery over their environment, utilizing the natural hillside for its construction. Copan, with its intricately carved stelae and the hieroglyphic stairway, showcases the detailed narrative of the Mayas' history and cosmology. These cities not only served as civic and religious centers, but also as reflections of the Mayas' deep understanding of urban planning and sustainable living within the dense jungles. The Maya script, consisting of over 800 hieroglyphs, is the only known fully developed writing system in the pre-Columbian Americas. This writing was crucial for the detailed recording of their history, astronomical observations, and complex calendar systems. The decipherment of Maya glyphs in the 20th century opened a window into the Maya civilization, revealing the dynastic politics, warfare, and trade networks that flourished among these city-states. Interestingly, the Dresden Codex, one of the few surviving pre-Columbian Maya books, contains extensive tables for predicting the movements of the Moon and Venus, highlighting their advanced mathematical systems. Sites like the Caracol Observatory in Chichen Itza exemplify the Mayas' sophisticated understanding of astronomy. The structure, with its unique circular design, allowed Maya astronomers to observe celestial events with remarkable accuracy. Their knowledge of the cosmos was so precise that they could predict solar eclipses, and the cycles of Venus, which they believed was linked to the god Kukulkan. This advanced astronomical knowledge was integral to their agricultural practices, religious ceremonies, and the construction of their calendar system, which included the 260-day Tzolk'in and the 365-day Hab. The Great Blue Hole, a giant marine sinkhole off the coast of Belize, provides intriguing insights into the environmental practices and possible decline of the Maya civilization. Studies of sediment and mineral deposits from the hole suggest periods of severe droughts in the region, aligning with the theorized timeline of the Maya collapse around the 9th and 10th centuries. This natural phenomenon serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities of ancient civilizations to climate variability and change. One of the most captivating theories about the Maya civilization is related to their sudden decline and abandonment of cities in the 9th and 10th centuries. While overpopulation, warfare, and political instability undoubtedly played roles, recent evidence suggests that severe and prolonged droughts could have been a critical factor. This theory is supported by sediment and mineral analysis from bodies of water like the Great Blue Hole and Lake Chichen Kanab, which indicate significant reductions in rainfall during this period. The dependence of the Maya on rainwater for agriculture and daily life would have made such droughts catastrophic, potentially leading to widespread famine, social unrest, and the eventual collapse of many city-states. A fascinating comparison can be drawn between the Maya and the ancient Egyptians, particularly in their pyramid construction. While both civilizations built pyramids as monumental structures, their purposes and architectural styles were distinct. Egyptian pyramids, such as the Great Pyramid of Giza, served primarily as tombs for pharaohs and were constructed from massive limestone blocks. In contrast, Maya pyramids, often found at the heart of their cities, served as temples for worship and rituals, built with step sides and a temple at the top. This architectural difference reflects the contrasting religious and cultural practices of the two civilizations. The Inca Empire, a beacon of sophisticated engineering and profound cultural achievements, stretched across the Andean region, encompassing what we now recognize as parts of modern-day Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Argentina, Chile, and Colombia. This vast empire, thriving in the 15th and early 16th centuries, showcased a remarkable integration of architecture, agriculture, and astronomy into the natural landscape, epitomized by its key discoveries that continue to captivate scholars and tourists alike. Machu Picchu, perched majestically in the Peruvian Andes, stands as a testament to Inca ingenuity. Rediscovered in 1911 by Hiram Bingham, this 15th century citadel was built without the aid of wheels to transport heavy rocks or iron tools to carve them. The Incas employed a technique known as ashlar, where stones were cut to fit together without mortar so perfectly that not even a knife blade could fit between them. Intriguingly, Machu Picchu was built with a deep understanding of astronomy. Its Intihuatana stone accurately indicates the two equinoxes, twice a year when the sun sits directly over the stone, casting no shadow. Additionally, the placement of certain windows and doors aligns with astronomical events, suggesting a civilization deeply intertwined with the cosmos. The Inca Trail, a marvel of engineering, was part of an extensive network of paths, estimated to cover around 40,000 kilometers, linking the far reaches of the empire. This trail system not only facilitated rapid communication through relay runners, but also supported the movement of armies and goods, despite the challenging Andean terrain. The trail includes a series of stone steps, tunnels, and bridges, traversing through cloud forests and alpine tundras, highlighting the Incas' profound understanding of their environment and their ability to adapt their architectural techniques to the mountainous landscape. Sacsayhuaman, with its imposing walls made of massive stones, some weighing over 100 tons, is an architectural marvel located on the outskirts of Cusco. The precision with which these stones are cut and fitted together is so high that the seams between the stones are virtually imperceptible. This fortress, believed to represent the head of a puma, with Cusco forming the body. An interesting theory that has emerged about these structures, particularly Machu Picchu, is that it served as a royal estate for the Inca Emperor Pachacuti. Instead of being a defensive stronghold, it is theorized that Machu Picchu was a retreat symbolizing the power and prestige of the Inca ruler, strategically located to oversee the sacred landscape and align with key astronomical events, reinforcing the emperor's divine association with the sun god Inti. Comparing the Inca Empire's architectural feats to those of ancient Rome reveals a fascinating juxtaposition. While Roman architecture is renowned for its introduction of the arch, concrete, and extensive road networks that integrated the empire, the Incas achieved a comparable level of integration without these technologies. Their road networks, built in harmony with the natural terrain, and their structures, designed with an innate understanding of earthquake engineering, reflect a different kind of sophistication. Where Rome's architecture spoke to the empire's expansionist ethos and engineering innovation, Inca architecture communicated a deep reverence for the natural world and a desire to blend rather than dominate the landscape. These key discoveries within the Inca Empire offer a glimpse into a civilization that, despite lacking many of the technologies that are often associated with ancient architectural marvels, achieved an extraordinary harmony between their engineering, architectural feats, and the natural world.